Alright, so this is a request video. We're looking at the Walther PPQ spring pistol. This is made by Acro Model in South Korea. And if you're here just to find out if it's recommended or not, I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. I do not recommend it for anyone except for collectors or people who just absolutely have to have a PPQ. Alright, so I'm trying to, let me look at my notes. I have the attention span of a gnat, I'm sorry. Okay, here. So, starting with this, let's just cover the basic functions about it and what it can do. So, it has an open breech, kinda, functional metal slide lock, just like that. Had no problems with reliability, except for this suppressor. It's more like a Nerf gun attachment in that it does nothing. It doesn't add any stability weight because it's just plastic. There's no weight. It has an underneath Weaver Picatinny rail that actually fits real attachments. You got your metal, your zinc alloy parts here, trigger, and then the trigger actually, it looks like a real one in that it can't be pulled without the middle of it. Nice touch. And it's not terribly hard to cock back. Let me show you that in case you're... See? So I'd say it's fairly easy. Not too loud shooting a pellet. This is the dry fire. Nice little touch in the back is that, see, it's black, and then like a real one, it'll turn into like a red ready indicator that it's ready to go. Nice one. Magazines are only available in clear. This is a hybrid standard high cap magazine. Again, there's no weight inside. They're extremely light, and they do have trademarks on the bottom. I've seen black ones before, but I don't know where to get them. Some sets do come with an extra magazine if you buy them new. You can buy extra magazines on eBay. There was a listing for like 5 of these fuckers for like $13. Double stacked, they run all the way down, so you'll probably be dead or just be out of ammo until it actually runs out. And then the reservoir uses almost the entire body for storage. Then all you have to do, you pour your BBs in here, and then pull the follower all the way down, lock it to, where the fuck am I? Lock it to, alright, this should not be this difficult. They just made the thing so goddamn thin. Okay, there we go. So, you just lock that down, tilt it this way, shake it, and then the BBs will roll down into the main feed thing. So you should have all the ammo and more that you need for a firefight. Did I accidentally put the safety on? No. And this gun's pretty easy to get apart if you want to lubricate it with like a 10 weight silicone oil. Do not use a spray. All you have to do is pull this guy down, and then you want to pull, it's just like a real one, except the black part kind of snaps into place rather than pulling down. There's videos on it, super easy, and then the top comes off, and then you can lubricate all the parts inside. If you want to even bother with it, I wouldn't do it personally. Shooting, I had some issues with deflection on the suppressor, and the threads on the suppressor are really odd threads. So the male is 13 millimeter right hand, male, and then the suppressor uses 13 millimeter right hand, female, which is just a really uncommon and obscure size. You might have to get that like custom 3D printed, and you want to make sure that you tighten it as far down without breaking the gun as you can. Otherwise, it's gonna bend off, and then you're gonna have a really tough time with deflection. But it does have good compression. It's very consistent. There's like, even with .20s and .12 gram BBs, there's like a 3 FPS difference between like 10 shots. That's really good. So good compression. The sights suck ass. So they're too far apart. God, just the front sight is obscured by the suppressor. So again, I'd recommend you take that off unless you like the look. And then again, it's just the rear sights are too wide. They're black. They're hard to differentiate. And you're better off just like trying to aim it upwards and using a heavier BB. This does have a hop up, by the way, and it can work with a .20. So just like, you would just want to cannonball your shots using the front blade sight only. Now we get to the worst part of the gun, which is the trigger. The trigger is too damn heavy, and it's just too damn heavy. The spring they used, too damn heavy. And then on top of that, on the inside, there's two, like, sears that interact with each other. The sear on the piston locks on the sear, and then it sits here. These are both high-impact ABS plastic, but the usual consensus with guns made of sears like this is that they break pretty quickly. And that's something to watch out for. Very disappointing. Have I missed anything? It does have trademarks on it, and they are molded in. You got Walther here on the slide. You got PPQ, Carl Walther, and then the bottom of the magazine has trades, and then there's PPQ on both sides of the pistol. Not terribly great. I'm not too impressed. Ambidextrous operation except for the slide lock. This one on this side does not move, and then the safety is only on the right side, so not completely, but it's not terrible. Does have trigger guard serrations, I like that, but the trigger ruins this gun in a horrible way. Shooting in my basement, I think the target is like 35 feet away, and I had and I'm not the best shot, but I had difficulty hitting like a 12-inch dartboard target. And I mean, God, you've got to have a really shitty trigger to get that big of a grouping. And it wasn't because I say this with confidence. It wasn't my fault. It was the sights being too wide open, and then the front blade being either on the right or the left, and then the heavy trigger pull would shift off the sights, and then it would shoot to the left, and not curve from the hop up, but just the gun turning because the trigger pull is so hard. Let me look at my notes, see if I... Oh, there is a metal slide variant available. There's no full metal because the real one uses a high-impact ABS plastic. The materials on here are all good. I mean, it's high-impact ABS, slide frame, and then you got zinc alloy die-cast for all the internals, okay? I can't complain for a $20 refurbished gun. I got mine from the Man store because this was a request video. I'd say it's an okay value, but not a good enough performer for the value or for the cost. Especially in its range, you can get like a Walther licensed P99 for about the same price, if not just a bit more expensive. And the HFC Walther P99 that I reviewed, the Crossman one, was just leagues better than this guy. But that's a whole different story. So I'd say the confident range for myself would be about 30 feet against a 12-inch target, and then I'd really, really have to pull that shit together to hit anything beyond that. But I don't have, I think like 35 feet is as much of a range as I got. So, and again, remember, your mileage may vary. Your gun might work better than mine. Your gun may work worse than mine. It's all about the luck of the draw, right? And if you don't like the clear magazines, you can always spray paint them black. It is consistent and accurate, but it's got really bad handling as far as shooting goes. And I think that covers everything. I think that covers my opinion on this gun and the statistics. And so I do not recommend this gun. Again, unless you have to have the PPQ, or you have to have, unless you absolutely need a PPQ, I do not recommend this gun at all. It's unfortunate to say because it's so, it's fairly thoughtfully built, and there's good attention to detail, but they made the trigger just too damn heavy and the sights too wide apart. It might be like that on the real gun. I don't know. But on this, replica, it's not a good thing. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate the requester, who, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but it'll be in the description and title. I really appreciate requests. If you have any requests on an Airsoft video, as long as they're not hugely expensive, I will take them and I will prioritize them. That's how I operate my channel. So thank you for watching. Please ask any additional questions and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll catch you next time.